Alright, check it out, guys. Brother Maynard here with a game against Skaven for you. I didn't intend on actually making this battle report, but there's a Skaven tactics discussion going on in the Herdstone, so I figured I'd turn this into make the report and then just kind of point out some of the things that are of particular interest to Beastmen players as far as the Skaven are concerned. So yeah, this isn't a particularly good game if you're wondering. So and I'm going to be talking about some giving the details for some Skaven stuff. So if that doesn't interest you, here's your warning. But anyway, so the scenario is meeting engagement, 2,500 points. Actually, it's dawn attack. I'm sorry. With the randomizing the middle of the flank or whatever. So here's my middle. I didn't roll the left flank for any of my units. Everything I have is in the middle or the right. So here's my middle. I got the Bestigors going really wide because he's got a lot of templates. I got 2 units of Raiders up front, and then I got a Chariot and a Razorgore on the far left there. My plan is just to kind of swing them out wide left, and then I have my other Chariot Herdstone in the rear with my 3 Shamans, 2 Shadow, 1 Beasts as usual, and then my level 4s in the Bestigore unit. He's rocking Death. My Ungor unit is rolled up the right side, so I couldn't bunker my Shamans in there, and I actually don't know if I would have, because he has so many templates that them just getting blasted and panicked off the board early is a real possibility, especially as my army starts moving up to engage and pulling my leadership bubble away from the Herdstone. So that's why I didn't do that, which I don't really know what would have been better, but anyway, so that's what I was thinking. And then over here, sitting on a glue bottle because they got that kind of ruins feature that they're standing on top of. This is my general's unit, the big unit of Gores, with the Beast Banner battle standard, and they're both at the top left to try to get that leadership bubble over as much of the army as possible, and then my Ungors are pulling up the far right flank here. Okay, so I'm playing against Keith Bono's Skaven, and he's a pretty good tournament player in the northeastern United States. He's got some tricks in his list, but it's not really stupidly powerful. The game was fun, even though I don't think it was a particularly good game. But anyway, so he's got a slave unit. I'm going from right to left as usual for the opponent, but he's got a slave unit, a rat dart, which is a tricky little Skaven redirector. It's like small unit of rats with a packmaster. It's called a rat dart, and it basically serves the same purpose as a single Razorgore. So that's a good thing to be aware of. They're really annoying. And then he's got his Plague Furnace with monks. That's hard. That thing's heinous. Another unit of slaves, and then he's got a big old clan rat unit that's got his battle standard and his seer in there. Yeah, they're disgusting. They got a little Doomflayer thingy right next to him, and then he's got 2 cannons in the back with a Doom Wheel. Another unit of slaves, his Hell Pit. Another unit of clan rats. He's got his engineer in there, and then they got a Doomflayer as well, and then some more slaves over on the flank. So he's got all the essentials pretty much, without going overboard with any of them, except for maybe the 2 cannons, depending on how you look at it. So anyway, he gets the first turn. Here's how his right flank looks. Everybody's just running towards me. His movement was more or less dictated by the speed of the Abomination in the Doom Wheel, so that's something important. If you're playing against Skaven, a lot of times those 2 things will dictate what the rest of what the units in the immediate vicinity will do. Is the movement of those 2 things, so that's important to know. Yeah, and here we decided that the actual terrain, that building thing, was it was either impassable or it was a building or something like that. But the base was open ground, so he's just moving his Plague Furnace over the open ground there. Okay, and then of course, yep, gutter runners got to join the party. Watch out for gutter runners. They got poison slings, so yeah, they're kind of nasty little guys. So you can see here that they just kind of showed up and took the Razor Gore off, which kind of sucks. And then I guess I get through his magic phase. Skaven have relatively short range magic, so he didn't get anything through. I know he's got Plague on the Plague Priest, and then his Grey Seer has Scorch, 13th, and what else does he got? I don't remember what the other spells he got. Those are the important ones, at least. Okay, so anyway, my movement goes like such. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to attack here, to be honest with you. I'm not too keen on fighting the Hell Pit or the Doom Whale because I know those both hurt. And then he's got so many units that I'm not really sure what to go for with my Bestigors. So that's, you know, a pretty bad position for me to be in with this huge unit of Bestigors. I don't know what I want him to fight, so that's not good. Let's see here. Okay, so you know that slave unit on the left there is missing a bunch of bodies. A Warp Lightning Cannon misfired and took a bunch of them out. And then over here I'm moving my Jones unit. That's the only unit that I got that can take down that Plague Furnace. So yeah, that'll be an interesting fight. Okay, so and here's just another picture of how things are looking over here on the left. So I'm not really in a very good position over here. Here's an awesome picture of my Gores staring down the Plague Furnace. And here's a battle lines, kind of just an aesthetic picture. Okay. Alright, so in his turn he goes for the long charges, gets this really long charge with his Clan Rats into my Chariot. Obviously the Hell Pit bumps into the skirmishers up here, same with the Doom Wheel. So it looks like in combat he's going to be overrunning into my Bestigors, who will be able to chop up the Doom Wheel. And then I don't have the Flaming Banner anywhere in this army. I have the Standard Discipline on the Bestigors instead. So they can operate outside of the Beast Lord's leadership bubble, and yeah, so they're gonna have to go through at least 2 rounds of combat with the Hell Pit in order to kill it. So that's just not good, but yeah, whatever. I don't know what happened with the gutter. Oh, he just moves up the gutter runners. I brought a pig over to kind of try to chase him away, to keep my shamans safe. And yeah, you can see he moves the slaves up here to block both of my units, which is kind of annoying. Okay, so his magic phase, he ends up, he rolled really low for power dice. I think he got 4 and I got 2 dispel dice. And he uses his power scroll to cast the dreaded 13th. That drops the casting level down to 13 instead of a 25, so he can throw small amounts of dice at it, and he ends up getting it. With something high enough that I couldn't stop, but I still went for the double 6 anyway and failed. So he just kills a ton of Bestigors, and they panic and move back a little bit, which actually turned out to be, it was probably not, you know, losing all those Bestigors sucks, but otherwise they're just going to get overrun. And it's a good thing they failed the panic check. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a good thing they failed, because I'll be able to rally him next turn, and they won't be staring down the throat of, you know, a Hell Pit and a Doom Wheel crashing into him. That was a little bit stupid on my part to just throw him up there like that. So, that spell is just horrible. If you don't know what it does, it's 25 to cast, and you just remove 4d6 worth of models. So, yeah, it's absolutely horrible. Okay, and then a little bit about the shooting phase here. You can see I'm already missing a wizard. That's because he just got blasted by a Warp Lightning Cannon. instead of having my Ungors back here, though, I decided to just have all the shamans spread out so that if he killed one or panicked one, it wouldn't really screw the others. So he's trying to pick them off with the cannons. Yeah, I don't. Oh, obviously a chariot used to be here. He got blown up by a cannon too. That's the one thing that really I thought really was tough about this game was my Beastmen army really relies on kind of using the support units to get the matchups or get the charges that I want, and to protect my blocks from getting charged by stuff that I don't want to get charged by. And he's just between his gutter runners, his cannons, and magic, he's just picking them off. And so I'm left with all these big blocks with no support units, which really sucks. It's not a good position to be in, so that's something to take note of. Ungors something kills a bunch of them. It might be the Scorch spell, I don't remember. Okay, so these guys obviously kill the chariot they're fighting, and yeah, I mean, actually I think they've just broke it and run it down, but same thing. And then the Hell Pit is just going to eat my raiders next turn. So that's not good. Okay, and so yeah, his Hell Pit and his Doom will eat the raiders and overrun like so. Okay, so over here I pretty much have to charge the slaves with the Ungors. You know, I gotta charge them to just get them out of the way, so I decided to do it with just the Ungors, and then I'll be able to just get rid of them. And then this Razor charges into the gutter runners to try to get those off my back. Those guys are annoying. Okay, and then I just reform the Gors so they're nice and deep, so I can take them through that gap to go fight the Plague Furnace. Okay, so for this magic phase, I roll up 2 dice. So he has the Dispel dice, and I think I get 1 from the Herdstone, because I think I only have 1 level 1 still alive. The other 2 got picked off. Anyway, so I have 3 dice, and I go for the gold and throw it all at Purple Sun, which I get, and then I throw it at the Hell Pit, who miraculously fails his Initiative 4 test and bites it. So yeah, absolutely awesome. Really, really good. Yeah, this pissed me off. The Razor breaks the gutter runners, but he doesn't catch them, which really is really annoying. Yeah, obviously the Ungors blow through the slaves, and they take a couple more casualties from the slaves. If you're not familiar with Skaven slaves, when they lose a round of combat and they don't break like normal units. They just explode. They do random hits to units within d6 inches, and then the unit is just taken off the table. So yeah, so that's how things are looking over here. Not good. Here's just a better picture, I guess. You can see the paint job of my models a little better. That's awesome. They look good. Okay, so yeah, Razor didn't quite, if he'd caught those gutter runners, he'd probably be outside of these guys' charge arc, but as it is, he's not, so they just charge him because they don't really have much else to do. Note that his engineer's still running around, he's probably got the Doom Rocket still, so that's just a really nasty piece of gear. Okay, so here's the use of the Rat Dart. He drops it right in front of my general's unit and angles him into the building. So I'll just bump into that if I overrun. So yeah, that's really annoying.